Hiindawi is an author and translator. She received her degree from the English department of the Faculty of Al Sun Ain Shams University, and she worked in the area of Arabic and English translation since receiving her degree. She has translated numerous works in the humanities, general sciences, history, and children's literature as well. She has written two books in Arabic and one in English. Me, My Son, and Six Legs is an autobiography and a collection of short stories entitled Kabwa and Happy Crutches. Very delighted to have you with us today, Heba.
Thank you. Thank you.
To start with, Me, My Son, and Six Legs is an autobiography. What do you mean by this title?
This is a personal experience I had with my son. He had a rare disease back in 2015, and since it was a rare disease, there was no enough sources, so I had to look out for and search for resources throughout the net, throughout the Facebook support groups, and then I had to write it down as a memoir, so that it will be an inspiring book for such a rare disease.
Okay. And what is your latest published book?
My latest is another memoir. It's called On the River Clyde. On the River Clyde, it's my own personal experience when I traveled to Scotland for 3 years. In the book, I write my stories, how I lived there, how I managed to mingle in the society and be part of everyone there.
Okay. How do you view the role of translation in enhancing the peaceful coexistence of cultures and bringing cultures closer together?
Actually, translation is very important, and I felt it myself when I was there in Scotland. They didn't know enough about us. When they saw me as an Egyptian, speaking two languages, going there and going here and studying, and they told me, we never knew that you are very well educated like this, that Egypt is getting out people to study abroad and have PhDs, and they even thought, can you imagine that they thought that we still live with the pyramids and on the camels and all this stuff. This was back in 2005, and I was surprised, how didn't they reach out? I think we need to translate our work so that they know who we are and what we have to tell them.
Okay. And which category of readers are the most attracted to the translated books, in your own opinion?
I think the people that know little languages, that they don't know English, they don't know French, or even if they know English and French, but they want to know about the Italian literature, the Russian literature, French. So the people that they like the languages, they want to know.
And as a writer and an English translator, would you tell us why English literature has been the closest and most affecting foreign force on the local readers?
I think because we have English in our schools. It's the second language or the first language in some schools. So this is what we know. We grow up knowing English as as an existing language with the Arabic.
And from your own point of view, who was the English writer that had the most effect on the Egyptian culture, and which English book has influenced Egyptian culture the most?
Wow, this is a this is a deep question. I think it varies from one reader to another. Maybe people like Shakespeare, others like Emily Bronte, others like Charles Dickens. So I think it varies from one person to another.
And what is the book that affected the Egyptians the most?
The Egyptians in general, that's
What about you in personal?
In personal, I think Macbeth had a big effect on me because I was on the theater myself when I was at school. I acted as one of the witches, so this was my first exposure to the to the general public.
What was the English book that you translated to Arabic and made a hit, and vice versa?
I think the book that I translated from Arabic to English, or I rewrite it myself, was my first book. It was called Happy Crutches, and the Arabic version is Ana wa Ibni wa Sitt Argul. I put it on, it was published as an ebook, and everyone, all the native speakers that read it, it had a good impact on them.
That's interesting. And how do you view the role of technology in the field of translation? This is a very important question for translators, because so many translators believe that automatic translation will soon replace them as translators. What do you think of that?
I don't think so because especially the Arabic is a very rich and profound language. It's difficult to have it just with an automated translator because many words look the same but the context is different. So I don't believe that the role of the translator as a human being will ever be replaced, no.
Okay. And how do you view the role of technology in the field of translation? I mean, here we're talking about translators themselves using technology instead of dictionaries. What do you think of that?
I think now with the computers and the internet and all the CDs and all the softwares, no, they are very helpful. It helps me personally a lot. Even when I speak about the Arabic language or the English, I have all the dictionaries around with just a click.
True. And Happy Crutches is an electronic book. Do you believe that electronic books are to replace printed books in the near future or not?
To replace it, we will see. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. People are more and more liking the e-books because they can go everywhere with them. They have them on their phones, on their iPads. We'll see if it will replace, but I don't think so. Yani. Still, people will love the hard copies. Yani.